welcome. My name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for joining me for our first card in this week's stamp set, Storybook Friends. So before I go on to the card, I don't know if you can hear the clip clapping of paws, but the animals, the dogs, are still with me, so it's still cold in here. But they have moved to the window. So I find myself singing How Much Is That Doggy in the Window, but hey ho. Anyway, back to our stamp set of the week, Storybook Friends and the dies. So, as usual, I have stamped out all of the images and the sentiments. I've also cut out all the dies. So, let's have die shape. So, let's see what we've got. So, as I said, there are 17 in total in the images on the stamp set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of which are sentiments. So, we've got Easter greetings, welcome little one, happy spring, hello friend, thank you so very much, and some bunny loves you. That is the sentiments. Then we've got all of these characters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rabbits, 2 squirrels and a hedgehog, of which all of them, they have got dies to cut out. The only things you can't cut out are the carrot pile, the brick wall and the little house here. Apart from that, everything else is available to, create beautiful cards with. So let's bring in our card today. So what I've done is I've used some designer series paper. I've used one of the frames and I stamped and coloured in my little rabbit here and a bit of background. Once I did all of that, I thought, hang on a minute, I'm missing a trick here. I could be using those little die cuts that come with the papers. So if you saw my video this morning, you will have seen that the last 2 pages had all these beautiful die cuts. So let me just bring those in. Here we go. And there are so many. I took the first page apart. As you can see, there are just so many details. You've got squirrels, you've got rabbits, you've got ducks. There's welly boots, there's the wheelbarrow, there's carrots. Anyway, I've taken all those apart off the first sheet. The second sheet is still intact-ish. And I'm going to use these instead of stamping out my rabbit, colouring him in and die cutting him. So let me bring in my supplies and we can begin. Okay, so we're going to use this frame. It's got a lot more of a detailed frame on it than the one I originally used. And with this frame, the same as this frame, you cut out, so what I've done here, boho blue. So I cut out the frame in boho blue, the middle comes out. So I then did exactly the same in white, so cut them both out. So I was left with a white frame and a boho blue inside. And then I started thinking, well, actually, I can make 2 cards. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So I have cut myself put it the right way round. So I've cut myself 2 of these. One in Mossy Meadow and one in beige. I have stuck adhesive onto the back of these, which they just peel off. Which will make sticking the frames down so much easier. So let's bring in the rest of the supplies. So I have 2 pieces of basic beige. They measure 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I then have 2 pieces of cardstock, both with the same measurements, one in Mossy Meadow and one in basic beige, and they measure 5 3/4 by 8, and we will fold or score at the 4-inch mark. I then have taken a piece of the designer series paper. You can see it's that way. Oh, I did it somehow. Maybe it's that way. How very funny. Anyway, I cut them in half. So I'm going to use one side and then I'm going to use the other. I'm going to use the characters on my basic beige. No, I'm not. I'm going to use them on my Mossy Meadow. And then I'm going to use the back of that particular paper, which is Lost Lagoon and Mossy Meadow. onto the beige. As I said, I've cut myself out 2 frames, both are the same. So again, one in Mossy Meadow, one in the basic beige, and then the inner that was going to be here, I'm moving over to this side, and vice versa with the other one to there. And now I can make myself 2 cards. As I said, I'm not going to worry about stamping and colouring in, so I'm going to use the little cutouts that come with the particular papers. So she's going to live over here, and he's going to live over here, and I've got some strawberries for her. I'm going to stamp the sentiment onto this one, which will be Birthday Wishes, which I have taken from the stamp set Simply Said, and I'm going to use the Happy Easter sentiment that comes with the actual stamp set to put onto here. Right, so let's start. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 2 pieces of basic beige. I'm going to take a rabbit and some early espresso. I'm going to ink him up. I've got a silicone mat here, so let's just put that underneath there. And then what I will do, let's try and get it onto screen so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to pop him there. So there he is on his first one. I'm going to do exactly the same on the second one. Ink him up and pop him onto there. There you go. Lovely. So that's my 2 inside layers sorted. So we're just popping those. Oh, let's put them over there so I don't forget them. Bring that round. And then the next thing I can do is I'm going to stamp the sentiment onto here. And I'm going to stamp it in, should I say, Mossy Meadow. So both cards, oh hello, you're not meant to fall off, are going to be quite quick to create. Ideal if you're in a hurry. And I'm going to make 2 different card designs. So one is a birthday and one is Happy Easter. Oh, that's not worked, has it? Look at that. You naughty little stamp. Okay, so the way round that, first of all, is to clean it off. I'm just going to pick that up, pop it on there, and I'm just going to clean it off. Okay, and then I'll have to wash it properly later. But in the meantime, what I'll do is I will take my Stampin' Seal. You can see why we've got this here. I'm going to pop that on there like that, and then that will hold on to my, there we go, my photopolymer stamp. And now I can start again. So ink up my stamp. Yep. And then let's make sure that is straight. It's not like a circle where you can, doesn't matter. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop this straight down, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then bring it up. And there we have Birthday Wishes. Oh, there's a mark there. I might be able to cover that later. Let's see what we can do. Right, so there's our sentiment sorted. When I do the sentiment for the Happy Easter, what I'm going to do is I literally took myself a post-it note. I covered up my first part of my sentiment and then inked up the word greetings and stamped it down. Then cleaned it, did exactly the same on the other side, covered up the greetings and inked up the Easter and then stamped it separately. And that way I was able to cut it up to the right size for my card. Okay, so let's bring in what we've got left. So the first thing to do is to fold these. So I'm going to fold, as I said, you can score at the 4-inch mark, but I am just going to fold and burnish. That's the first one, and then I'm going to do exactly the same to the other one. And put that down there, and then straight across. Lovely. So I'm going to put the insides into both these cards. Now obviously this is already the same colour, so it doesn't matter. I just wanted to make sure that if I made a mistake on my rabbit, I wasn't throwing away the whole card. It was just the inside layer. So I'm just going to run my glue. There we go. Round. There we go. That's the first one. And we can do the same with the second one. So just run the glue. Always good to make sure that the card is opening the correct way. And that will go inside there. Brilliant. Now the next thing to do is to stick down our papers. So you're going to go onto there. So I'm not going to use the glue, I will use my stamper seal. Just and you can go onto there. Straight though, preferably. Goodness gracious me, let's try that again. The hand, you know, a week away and all of a sudden I can't get things straight. Okay, that's on that one. Let's do the same with this one. Seems a shame, doesn't it, to cover all these characters up, but hey ho. I wanted the other side. Perfect. Right. So the next thing to do now is to add our frames. So as I said before, I've stuck the adhesive sheets onto the back. So it's literally a case of peeling it off. Now you've got two ways of doing this. You can either put this bit down first or you can put the centre down first. So I'll show you what I mean. So this card, I'm going to put the frame down first. And that's roughly where I'm going to have it. Yep, happy with that. And then you can just push down with your fingers, like so. Then with this one, I'm going to stick this down first. So I'm going to work out where it's roughly going to go. Let's put that. Then we'll do it a bit higher. It's probably about right. And then what I'll do is I will stick this down. Oh, because it's run through there, I've already got adhesive on the back of these, so that's quick. I'm forgetting about that, but I'm liking the idea. There we go. Right, so make sure my frame is where I want it. Yep, and then that can go straight down in the middle. Whichever's easiest, frame first or circle, semicircle. Oval. Let's try oval. That might be a good one. Oval seems to be the right shape. Okay, let's take the backing off of this one. Yeah, I think that's it. There we go. They seem to be quite quiet this afternoon, which is nice. We will See how we do. Hope my head wasn't in the camera there. There. And that will sit down around there. And you can just push it down, make sure it fits. So there's your first frame completed down. And now we can do the same with this one. So we just whip off the back of these. I'm thinking, for me, the easiest is to frame first, but we'll see how it works once I've laid this down to make sure it fits. Yep, okay, that works. There we go. Now, my little man here is going to... oh, no, it's not. It's my little mouse. She's going to sit here. Look at that. Isn't she cute? And then my strawberries are going to go up here. Now I can add these with dimensionals, she says. What have I done with them? There they are. So because there's no sticking on them, I will just add one. Don't need to put too many. I'm going to probably put 3 in just to be on the safe side. Have I stuck you down? Yeah, I have. There we go. Right, so little mouse, she's going to go there. Look at that. She's so cute. And then we're going to do exactly the same with our strawberries. So I'm just going to put one there. And, oh, that's it. Oh, hello. Sorry about that. One there. There you go. Right, peel the backings off. And there we are. And that's our birthday wishes. Now let's bring in our Easter ones. So it's going to be slightly different. So he's going to go onto there, and I'm going to raise him up. So on there, and one of his feet. So he should sit on there. There we go. No problems. So let's bring those up. Come on, you. There we go. And then they will go onto there. So now the thing to do is to add our greetings, or our Easter greetings. So the options are to lay them flat or raise them like we did with the die cuts. I think on this occasion I'm going to leave them flat. I'm going to use my multi-purpose, so I'm going to put glue all the way on this one. And hopefully not too much there. And you hate it when it does that. 1 minute you can't get enough, and the next minute you've got too much. Okay, so there's the Easter. Right, and then I don't want anything after the E's, so I'm going to put my finger in the way. You're getting restless, Bella. Yeah. She's got the big molt on at the moment, and she always seems a little bit restless when that happens. So, as you can imagine, my house is very fluffy with her fur at the moment. I feel like I'm constantly hoovering. Do anybody else's dogs do that? I mean, she only molts, well, twice a year. Whereas Boots, you know, just does the normal dog thing and molts. But Bella's a Husco, so she molts quite often, as I say, twice a year, but in mounds. Okay, so there are today's cards. I hope you liked those. As I say, you've got the 2 for the price of 1, and also using these die cuts made it so much quicker. So thank you ever so much for joining me today, and I look forward to catching up with you on Wednesday when we do a Revisit Wednesday. So join me then if you can. Take care, everybody. Thanks ever so much.